Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Stalled talks prompt workers to picket in Sudbury.
Workers are dedicated to their job and to the people that they serve and work for, and they deserve respect.
Union members rallied outside Extendicare York today, calling for a break in a bargaining deadlock. Plus, workforce shortages.
It's becoming increasingly more difficult to recruit people to positions within communities.
A new study reveals the growing hiring crisis facing northern municipalities. And teeing off for a good cause.
When you support our hospital, you're supporting the health care of each and every person in our community, your friends, your family, your loved ones.
A popular golf tournament returns to North Bay in support of the local hospital.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off this week. We begin on Manitoulin Island, where police are investigating a homicide in Chiging First Nation. UCCM and Anishinaabe Police Service were called to a home on Lakeshore Road yesterday regarding a severely injured person. Investigators say a 17-year-old female was found deceased. Upon arrival, two people, a 17-year-old female and a 19-year-old man, were arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Police believe this is an isolated incident and there's no threat to public safety. The identity of the victim will not be released. Timmins firefighters were busy battling a blaze in South Porcupine earlier this evening. Crews were called to an apartment building on the corner of Crawford and Bruce Avenue near the dinner hour. Few details are known at this time, including if there are any injuries or the cause of the fire. More information will be shared as it becomes available. With just over an hour to go before a midnight deadline, word came from the U.S. president that the 50% tariffs that were to go into effect tomorrow have been paused. In a post on Truth Social tonight, Donald Trump said, in part, "I have paused the 50% tariffs against Canada that were scheduled to kick in tomorrow morning for a 3-day period, based on the fact that Canada and the USA, subject to the finalization of documents, have a deal." Union members held an information picket in front of Extendicare York in Sudbury today to draw attention to what it calls stalled negotiations. CTV's Angela Gemmell reports.
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Union power!
It's a highly visible information picket in front of their place of employment.
To put more pressure onto the government and onto the employer to bargain appropriately.
Members of CUPE Local 1182 work at Extendicare York, a private 288-bed long-term care home in Sudbury. The previous contract expired more than 7 months ago. Workers are dedicated to their job and to the people that they serve and work for, and they deserve respect. They deserve to have a process that is not drawn out. They deserve to be respected. In an email to CTV News, Extendicare says it values the work of its team members and is fully committed to negotiations, saying leadership at Extendicare York continues to support our team members in delivering the high-quality care that our residents and families count on every day. CUPE 1182 is one of 8 locals across Ontario participating in central table bargaining with Extendicare. The group wants to see an increase in wages comparable to those at not-for-profits.
We still don't get paid as much as some of the other places like the hospital and Pioneer Manor, the municipal home in Sudbury. We don't get paid as much as they do, so we do have issues that way.
Critics say profits for the provider have come at the expense of workers.
They care for people just as much in a not-for-profit than they do in a for-profit, but the number one goal of a for-profit long-term care is to make money for the shareholders. The number one goal for a not-for-profit is to provide high-quality care.
The Ministry of Long-Term Care says it does not own or operate long-term care homes and is not a party to labor negotiations. Despite having worked without a contract since the end of last year, no new dates for bargaining have been scheduled. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Police in Sudbury have arrested 2 people following an assault downtown last night. A 42-year-old woman was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries after being attacked with a baseball bat at the Energy Court encampment. A 17-year-old has been charged with aggravated assault. A second person was also charged with obstruction and accessory after the fact in connection to the incident. Police in Timmins have closed On-Or Beach and Road for an evidence search in the area. This comes after the beach was closed last week for a search by police. The road was closed today, and we're told it will remain closed tomorrow. People are being asked to steer clear of the area while the investigation is underway. A new study by the Federation of Northern Ontario Mayors and Stakeholders is putting a spotlight on the workforce challenges facing municipalities across northeastern Ontario. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
The survey was launched at the Phenom Conference in Timmins in May. 61 municipal representatives responded, most from communities with fewer than 5,000 people. The study was prompted by concerns that municipalities are finding it difficult to fill positions critical to delivering local services.
It's becoming increasingly more difficult to recruit people to positions within communities.
94% of respondents reported challenges attracting qualified candidates. They indicated that senior management, public works, and finance were the hardest positions to fill.
It's always been real easy to replace people in. More and more municipalities are having a hard time.
The pressure isn't limited to smaller communities. The survey found mining and other public sector employers are among the biggest sources of competition.
We especially feel it in areas where we find ourselves competing with industry, and so especially positions in the trades, our public works, our heavy equipment operators, mechanics, electricians.
3/4 of municipalities have increased salaries or adjusted pay scales to stay competitive. But Plourde says that comes with consequences.
Those services become more expensive to us, and so the cost is really to the taxpayer, and it just becomes more expensive to offer those services.
The report calls for better training and certification opportunities, salary benchmarking, recruitment resources, and succession planning. Below says municipalities may also need to look at how they're funded to compete for workers.
As long as we're running our municipalities using only the tax base and based only on property taxes, we're always going to have this challenge.
Phenom says it will use the findings to continue discussions with the province on solutions to the growing municipal labour shortage. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
It's time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Tony will have your full weather forecast. But for now, a look at the current conditions. We've got some cloudy skies out there sitting at 18 degrees in Sudbury. Clear skies in Temiskaming Shores and Chapleau. 14 degrees there. 11 in Sault Ste. Marie. That's the cool spot there. Your full forecast coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. Now your main weather, and let's start with our forecast radar. Skies are clearing overnight, which is kind of nice, and early tomorrow morning, not all that bad. You'll see some sunshine, and then expect things to cloud over, especially in through Chapleau and Timmins. Some showers expected, and then off and on rain throughout the day. And as we head into Thursday, much the same type of conditions. So let's check out your 7-day weather forecast, starting with Sudbury, Nickelbell. Tomorrow, well, sun, cloud, and 60% chance of rain. Heading into Thursday, much the same forecast, except the overnight low is a little different. In through Friday, the temperature remains almost the same. Should be 23 degrees this time of year. Plenty of rain in through Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We get some nice clearing, and Tuesday, a mix of sun and cloud coming in at 22 degrees Celsius. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, it's kind of the outlier, the anomaly, if you will. 23 degrees, mostly sunny tomorrow. Then on Thursday, increasing cloud cover, 30% chance of rain. Temperature drops in through Friday. But again, the precipitation is going to stick around. Sunday, though, you'll start to see some clearing. Monday looks beautiful, as does Tuesday at this point. Spot on temperature-wise, too, 23. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, sun, cloud, and 40% chance of rain. A little cooler until Friday. Temperature improves, then it drops, and increased cloud cover in through Saturday, Sunday. Monday looks beautiful, 19 degrees. And Tuesday, pretty nice summer day, 22 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. For Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, sun, cloud, and a chance of some rain. More precipitation in through Thursday, Friday. Some sunny breaks, though, and that's kind of a saving grace. In through Saturday, gloomy days, gray days. Monday, also overcast. Temperature still below normal, but Tuesday spot on with a mix of sun and cloud. And finally, your 7-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing. Tomorrow, sun, cloud, and 40% chance of shower activity. A little above seasonal, but Friday we hit that seasonal mark, coming in at 23 degrees. Saturday, more clouds, more precipitation, a little cooler on Sunday. Monday, still overcast, and Tuesday, a mix of sun and cloud, coming in at 21 degrees when it should be 23 this time of year. Amanda Hicks, it's back over to you.
Thanks for that, Tony. As some wildfire evacuees come to terms with what they've lost, misinformation experts warn that bad actors are trying to profit from the devastation. CTV's Penny Daflos has more.
The explosive Bald Range wildfire captured international attention with its displacement of thousands of Summerland residents. It's also been an opportunity for content creators to cash in.
Province that had already spent everything it had.
On YouTube and social media, there are multiple accounts citing BC wildfires as they try to build audiences.
Hit like and subscribe.
And online traffic.
If they can find a way to package and use some events to create a viral moment where people watch this, then they will make money. Some of these accounts, some of these channels are actually all created through AI.
Some of the content has a watermark or tiny label indicating it's created by artificial intelligence. There's no contact information for these particular accounts, which include misleading statements.
These AI videos and copy posts and all that sort of stuff, like, they'll fool anyone.
The forest minister is frustrated by the trend.
I get a lot of words for people who make time out of their days to be able to confuse and scare people. They have way too much time on their hands, and there's a special place in hell for them.
Aside from the profit motive, natural disasters and emergencies are also opportunities for bad actors and foreign governments to plant misinformation or boost talking points that are beneficial to them.
It creates a story that the government is unable to provide help for Canadians.
For example, CTV News has been tracking the spread of posts questioning millions of dollars in Canadian aid to Ukraine, suggesting it could be used to buy water bombers here.
That usually kind of start to smell like how Russia would do this and warrants further investigation.
Online misinformation is on the Premier's radar.
I want to recognize the challenge of some of the misinformation that can circulate very quickly in the absence of official photographs, video, and so on that people can rely on, and especially in this era of AI imagery.
We are doing everything we can to give transparent and as close to real-time information on any of our fires.
A particularly important time to focus on official information rather than questionable online posts. Penny Daflos, CTV News, Vancouver.
Toronto Maple Leafs star player John Tavares was in a face-off of a different kind today, taking the stand in a tax court case over his deal with the team. More from CTV's John Woodward.
I would like to be at my cottage today.
A relaxed John Tavares joked with reporters Tuesday outside a tax courtroom in Toronto, where he was testifying about the $77 million deal he inked in 2018 to come back to his hometown and play NHL hockey as a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Scores John Tavares.
The deal's $15 million signing bonus attracted the attention of the Canada Revenue Agency, which says he owes about $8 million in taxes on it. Tavares is appealing.
Just, prove what the contract was all about and the intentions in signing it and everything that went into it. So overall, you just hope everything, can work out in my favor.
Tavares already paid American taxes on the signing bonus, but the CRA says because it was paid out over several years and came with strings attached, that signing bonus is actually employment income and should be taxed at a higher rate in Canada.
What's behind it is really about how do you treat the signing bonus? Is it normal wages or is it something distinct and different?
In court, Tavares described the negotiations behind the deal in detail, saying Toronto's general manager, Kyle Dubas, sent him a text message just 1 minute after he was eligible to talk to other teams. He described one key consideration, the contract's annual average value. Toronto agreed to his ask of $11 million a year.
One country is getting that tax.
Accountant Kim Moody says a Canada-U.S. treaty caps taxes on signing bonuses, and whatever the judge decides could have a big impact on whether Canadian teams will have to factor in an employment tax on bonuses to lure players north of the border.
Will this have fallout impacts that are negative against Canadian teams? And I think that the answer to that is for sure it will if the decision falls in favor of the CRA.
As for Tavares, he said even if he gets a big tax bill, he doesn't regret coming to Toronto.
I wasn't counting every last penny, but obviously I wanted to maximize my opportunity along with where I was going to live as I was looking to start a family soon.
He said returning to Canada was never really just about the money. John Woodward, CTV News.
6 months after the devastating mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge, BC, demolition is now underway at the secondary school where the tragedy unfolded. CTV's Martin McMahon reports.
An emotional milestone. Demolition has now begun at Tumbler Ridge Secondary, the place where 6 victims were killed just months ago.
I think our community is in different stages of grieving and hurting. And, you know, when I communicate with a lot of the families that have lost loved ones, I think, you know, I won't say this helps with their grieving, but it puts them into a different stage of that. So to me, that's significant.
It was on February 10th when former student, 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar, entered the school, fatally shooting 5 children and 1 adult. Now the building is being dismantled.
In a way, it feels like it's been a long time in coming. On the other hand, it's only been 6 months since this tragedy. And so I think what I sensed when I was in the community this morning and from reading some of the comments online today is just a sense of relief that the building that was the site of this tragedy will be removed.
The teardown comes after the school district asked the province to build a new school following consultation with students and the community.
To see these young youth and children and then the teachers go through that, to me, it's whatever they want. And I think that's what we see. Majority came forward stating that they wanted to see the demolition of the school, and it's happening.
There really was a clear message from the community, and especially those that were touched by the tragedy, that they would like to see this building removed and a new school facility at a new location be built. And so we're thankful that there was that clarity and that we're moving forward with that now.
The school will be torn down in phases continuing through the fall, with details on an eventual permanent memorial still to come. Martin McMahon, CTV News.
Now to a new warning from police about trackers. The devices are used to help find keys, wallets, even pets, but can also be used by criminals. More from CTV's Alexandra Hollick.
Whether they're attached to your keys or stored in your suitcase, smart trackers are designed to find your belongings in seconds. But in the wrong hands, they can be used for something far more sinister.
As a stalking device, by putting it in someone's purse or in their jacket or in a vehicle, and then tracking the motions of that individual.
The device is easy to get and doesn't cost much, but police warn it could put someone's privacy and safety at risk.
We could see it in criminal harassment cases where perhaps intimate partner violence may be an issue, or any type of person-on-person crime. It could be used in a situation where maybe a vehicle is being tracked to see when it's being unoccupied as an opportunity.
This is one example of just how small these smart tracking devices can be, and drivers are urged to check their vehicles for unknown tags regularly. This tracker could be found in here, behind here, in here, or under here.
When people are putting these things into a vehicle, they're not there for a long amount of time. They kind of want to be in and out quickly. So that's why it's anywhere that's quick accessible, but also hidden at the same time.
Sometimes your phone will notify you if an unknown tracker is nearby. As for where you can be tracked,
geography doesn't really matter. That tag is wherever it is, if it's placed on you, it can essentially follow you around the world.
If you do come across a tag, don't panic and don't touch it.
Pull over somewhere safe, somewhere well lit, somewhere where there's lots of people, and notify the police.
There could be information on there, or depending on where it was located, you know, it helps the investigation.
A smart solution to try and stop bad actors in their tracks. Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Kitchener.
The Canadian Medical Hall of Fame has awarded 15 students across the country who demonstrate outstanding potential as future leaders and innovators of healthcare in Canada. And one is in Sudbury. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
Mohammed Alzaran is a second-year Nawsum University student. He's being recognized nationally for his efforts in ensuring Northerners have equal access to healthcare.
This is great to have a bit of a platform to show light on some of the stuff that we're kind of dealing with in Northern Ontario. And again, these are my future plans, just to keep on giving back and just remembering what the community has already given me and my family, and hopefully that will be my drive to the future.
Alzaran and his family came to Sudbury as Syrian refugees when he was 17 years old. And he says Capriel opened its arms to his family and he wants to make the community proud.
I could never imagine that I would be receiving this award so early on in my clinical practice, only 2 years into med school. And again, I also feel at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of responsibility that comes with winning such an award, just because you get a nice platform that you can use now on, like to shed attention to different stuff that you're interested about and you're passionate about.
During his education, Alzaran co-organized the Syrian Canadian Blood Donation Day and helped lead the Northern Ontario PPE campaign during the COVID-19 pandemic. But beyond his volunteerism, he has also been previously recognized for a research project with a doctor from Sault Ste. Marie.
We found there is stigma, but we also found some encouraging stats, which contact actually helps reduce the stigma for the care providers. So the more contact the physicians and the nurses spent with mentally ill patients, and more frequently they've seen these types of patients, the lower the stigma levels that they reported after.
Alzaran says he plans to finish up his education and residency at Nawsum University while gaining local experience to one day become a physician up here in the north. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News, teeing off for a good cause. Details next. A long-standing competition to raise essential funds for medical equipment at the North Bay Regional Health Centre teed off today in Callander. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
With the swing of a club, over 150 golfers teed off, like they do every year, in a golf tournament and gala, raising money to boost local health care.
When you support our hospital, you're supporting the health care of each and every person in our community, your friends, your family, your loved ones.
Co-founded 29 years ago by former Ontario Premier Mike Harris and the late Peter Minogue, the founder of Osprey Links Golf Course.
It's kind of special for me. And helps me remember Peter Minogue and all that he's contributed.
The tournament raises close to $100,000 each year. Title sponsor Faraco Canada contributed $10,000.
My wife works in diagnostic imaging at the North Bay Regional Health Centre as well, so it goes towards something that she's near and dear to.
The hospital foundation will use the money to purchase an additional ultrasound machine and make upgrades to X-ray and fluoroscopy. A $3.8 million project.
What that means is reduced wait times. Also, it helps us attract medical professionals like radiologists who will be employed as part of reading these scans.
The tournament and gala comes at a time when hospital staff continue to see patients coming in for care with more complex conditions at a younger age.
Things like cancer and diabetes starting in people's 30s and 40s, not 60s and 70s. And so those are some of the things that our hospital staff work through each and every day.
The hospital can match a $1 million donation from FDC Foundation if it raises $500,000 before New Year's Eve. This is in addition to FDC Foundation's initial $500,000 gift towards the project.
Healthcare is a combination of some of your own money, a lot of federal government, provincial government money, and fundraising, and so we're doing our part.
With generous golfers giving back to their hospital. Eric Tashner, CTV News, Callander.
Finally for us tonight, an upcycling project in Cochrane has gone to the Bears, literally. The animal care team at the Cochrane Polar Bear Habitat spent hours hand-weaving a huge floating raft out of heavy-duty fire hose donated by an Ottawa fire station. After hours of testing, splashing, and biting, the bears eventually found a weak spot in the design, tearing the entire raft apart. It's just the latest addition to playtime at the habitat. A team member also recently brought in rubber duckies for all the bears to enjoy in the water. And that takes us to the end of our newscast this Tuesday night. Thanks for watching. Good night.